Good evening, everybody, and welcome to historic Muzzy Field here in Bristol, Connecticut for an American Legion baseball game on SportingNewsCT.com. Tonight's game will be Bristol. In Zone 1, they have a record so far in their zone of 14-4, right on their tail. They're playing West Hartford tonight, who has a record of 13-6 in the zone. Overall, Bristol is 16-5. West Hartford is 14-7, and this one is going to be a big game for both these teams to determine the battle in Zone 1 here in Connecticut American Legion Baseball. Well, West Hartford's lineup is as follows. Leading off is going to be Dan Fitzsimmons. He'll play second base. Batting second is Colby Jones. He'll play third base. Tim Cotter will be the designated hitter tonight, and he will bat third. Batting in the cleanup spot and playing first base is Luke Fox. Brian Ranker will play shortstop tonight and bat fifth. Ryan Farley will bat sixth. He'll play center field. Max Main will bat seventh. He'll play left field. Eighth is Emmett Coco. He's going to be the catcher. Chris Maglio will play right field tonight. He'll bat ninth, and on the mound for West Hartford tonight is going to be James Gadoo. Out there now in the image that you can see here on our GoPro camera on the mound is Alex Balfour for Bristol, and he's a good one. He has an ERA of only .34, and he's on the year so far with a record of only 1-0, but he has 15 strikeouts and 3 walks to his name. That's a pretty good ratio. Behind the dish, catching the balls and strikes back there is Carson Sassu. Matt Goulet is down there at third base. Well, I don't see him now. He's talking on the mound. Noah Plantamuro is playing short. At second base is Evan Bouchard. Ryan Green will be the big first baseman down there. Josh Nohilly is playing right field. In center field, combing a lot of ground out here in this big stadium, is going to be Corey Fredette. And Alex DiLoretto is out there in left field as we're just about ready to begin. See the players give each other a little good luck high five, so to speak. And we're just about ready to go. Is standing in there now is Dan Fitzsimmons. And he'll bat from the right side. It's our image here on this GoPro camera. A little bit difficult until the sun goes down, as the sun is right in our face here. We're perched behind home plate in the press box. First pitch of the game is a fastball, and it's in there for strike one. This beautiful historic Muzzy Field, a big, big ballpark. Pretty tough to hit it out of here. It's just about 400 feet in straight center field. Here's the 0-1 delivery. There's a line drive down the left field line, hit hard but foul. You might have heard the crack of the bat that time on the swing. In high school, they use aluminum. In American Legion, it's all wood. So it's no balls and 2 strikes now to Danny Fitzsimmons, the West Hartford product who attends Central Connecticut State University. And as the catcher sets outside, Satu, way inside. It's 1-2 now. Looked like they wanted to go outside. That one went up and in. As the catcher, Sassu, looks into his dugout for the signs as the coach is helping him out, calling the pitches. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Curveball, that one's blooped out into center. Coming on, though, is Fredette, and he'll make the catch. So 1 up and 1 down here in the top of the first. You know, it's the outfielders in American Legion play can't afford to play a little bit shallower with the wooden bats than they might in high school or in college. Some of them are college players. Brings up Colby Jones, the third baseman. And here's the first pitch to Jones. Curveball, that one's fouled back. It's 0-1. As you can see, West Hartford down there on the first base dugout. And they're the visitors. Bristol in their usual third base dugout. As the shadows just start to come across the field, but not enough to get the image good. There's a base hit to left field on a curveball, hung it up there. And Colby Jones has the first hit of the game. Puts a man on first with 1 out. Brings up Timmy Cotter, the designated hitter. Timmy attends Kingswood, Oxford High School. And he's a designated hitter batting from the right side. Not a big lead at first for Jones. And now from the stretch, And there's a fly ball, or pop-up rather, down in foul territory. Green looking for it, and he can't make the catch. Kind of a tough play as he spun around. It was playable. But it's just a strike, and that's a new life for Timmy Cotter. Cotter, a big 6'4" player. Big young man there batting third for this West Hartford team. And here's the 0-1. There's a line drive foul on the left field line. So 0-2, but he'll take it because he could have been out. We started our broadcast of American Legion baseball games last night at Dunkin' Donuts Park in Hartford. Don Boyle was on the call of that one. Fastball, that one's popped up again in foul ground. This time Green has a little bit more range to get it, and he does. And Cotter is out on the P3 in foul ground. Now coming up to the plate is Luke Fox. Luke is a former Northwest Catholic high school player. He was an all-state player for Northwest Catholic, and actually in his freshman year in high school, he was the winning pitcher in the state championship game for Northwest Catholic. So with 2 outs, he steps into the batter's box now, facing Balfour for the first time. Balfour in the stretch, kicks high. Curveball, and that one missed high, so it's 1-0. Historic Muzzy Field, where Babe Ruth actually played, got a home run here way back when. And there's the pitch. There's a bunt up the third baseline. It's a good bunt. Third baseman have to get in charge. He has no play, as that's going to be an infield bunt single for Luke Fox. He surprised everybody. Your cleanup hitter bunting with 2 outs. But any way you can get on, he does. And now with runners on first and second and 2 outs, brings up the Hall High School product, Brian Renker, the shortstop with 2 outs. Green on first, Green on second, Fox on first. And Renker will try to drive him in. And here's the 0-0, and that's a curveball in there for a strike. Both these teams really fighting for that Zone 1 title. West Hartford just 2 games behind Bristol. And there's the pitch. It's another curveball. This one's low, so it's 1-1. The sounds of baseball, you can hear them here on SportingNewsCT.com in the ballpark. Way inside. That's 2-1 now to Renker. Renker, a 5'1" player, 5'10" rather, player from West Hartford High School. And here's the 2-1 delivery. And gets away from the catcher, Sassu. And all the runners will advance. That one will be scored a passed ball. Now there's 2 runners in scoring position, as the count now moves to 3 balls and 1 strike to Brian Renker. So now a base hit can score 2. And here's the 3-1 pitch. And a curveball misses, ball 4. So far, 2 hits and a walk, and the bases are loaded here with 2 outs in the top of the first inning, as Ryan Farley, the center fielder from Conard High School, comes up to bat. You can see I'm looking on our screen here on my laptop to see what you see. I know it's a difficult one for the moment until that sun goes down in left field. It's shining right into the camera. For the moment, there's not much we can do about that till that sun goes down. Here's the bases loaded. It's a first pitch curveball in for a strike to Farley, as Balfour has only walked 3 on the season so far, has walked 1 in this inning. It's pitched 20 in the third innings. There's a foul ball, so it's now 0-2 now. It's a Farley. Balfour's pitched 20 in the third innings so far. He's pitched in 6 games. Only given up 3 runs so far, only 1 of them earned. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball way up high for a ball. The opponent's batting averages against his Bristol staff, which is a good one this year, is only .201. Here's the 1-2. That one's low. Nice block that time. Backhanded stab by Sassu. Saved a run. So it's now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And Alex Balfour still going from the stretch now, as almost the entire infield is in the shade. Here's the pitch, another one. This high 5 ball down the left field line, that'll curve foul. Hard to see down there in that left field corner. 2 umpires from this game. In the tournaments, they usually add another, and in the championship rounds, there's usually 4. Bristol plays a lot of games, as we've seen. There's only 21 games they've played, and it's only so far in the season. There's another ball up high. That means the runners will be going now, as the count will be full to Ryan Farley right here in the first inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded, the kind of spot if you're a hitter you want to be in. The runners will be going. And here's the payoff pitch. There's strike 3 called. Hard fastball in the inside corner. Farley thought he was going to walk to first. And Balfour gets out of the jam. So in the top of the first for West Hartford, no runs. There were 2 hits. They leave 3 runners on base. We'll be back. The bottom of the first inning. Bristol coming to bat.
Through the American Legion. That's why I joined. I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
America. Meet Greg Anderson. Served 2 tours in Afghanistan, Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient, and unemployed. The unemployment rate among transitioning service members is unacceptably high, much higher than the general population. Veterans are a proven commodity. They're mature, reliable, and hardworking, and they deserve a chance to get back to work after serving their country. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Hire one. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help. America, meet.
All right, welcome back here to Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut. And we're moving on to the bottom of the first inning. Bristol to come up to bat for the first time this evening. On the mound for West Hartford is James Gadoo. Well, leading it off for Bristol will be Noah Plantamuro. Be followed by Corey Fredette, Matt Goulet, and then cleanup will be Ryan Green. Josh Nohilly will bat 5th, Evan Bouchard 6th, Steve Orkoski 7th, Alex DiLoretto 8th, and Carson Sassu 9th. So they set Gadoo on the mound, the lefty for this West Hartford team. Emmett Kopko is behind the dish. Colby Jones is down there at third base as that throw goes down a second. Brian Ranker at short. Dave Fitzsimmons will play second base tonight. Luke Fox will play first. Out in right field, Chris Maglio. Ryan Farley will play center field. And in left field is Max Main. We're just about ready to go here. In the bottom of the first inning, no score, but West Hartford certainly threatened as they got 2 hits and left the bases loaded as Balfour got out of it with a strikeout. So Plantamuro steps in. As we said, big ballpark here. Out there, I can barely read the signs, but out in left center it says 403, I believe. First pitch is a strike 1 on the low outside part of the plate. Right field is, I believe, 326 or so. And here's the 0-1. Hard fastball. That's a base hit up the middle. So Plantamuro wraps that fastball, and he's aboard. Brings up Corey Fredette, the center fielder. Fredette on the year is batting .279. And Plantamuro, we'll take a look at his stolen bases if they have that stat here. Many thanks to Paul LaFleur. Bristol, there's a bunt. Back to the mound. They're looking at second. Now he goes to first and throws it down there and gets the out. So Fredette does his job. He gets a sac bunt. So score that one a 1-3 if you like to do that at home. And Plantamuro down there now at second base. Brings up Matt Goulet, the third baseman. Goulet batting .290 on the year so far. He's got 18 hits and 62 at-bats. And he faces Gadu. First time he slices one foul down the right field line. Right down towards the bullpen area down there. Goulet has 8 RBIs on the season. No hill, he leads the team so far with 10. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Gadu going from the stretch, and that's a wrap deep to left field, but that one's going to be foul. It disappears into the shadow down there. Very difficult to pick up. Your view of this game on our GoPro camera will be much improved as soon as that sun out there in left center goes down. So here's the 0-2 count to Goulet now with the runner on second base. He just joined us. We're in the bottom of the first inning. There's no score, and there's a curveball that's outside. Attempted Goulet. Didn't get him. As West Hartford left the bases loaded in the top of the first inning. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Curveball again. Ground ball to third. And getting it is Jones. Fires over to Fox at first. The runner breaks for third. Here's the play. It gets away from the third base, the shortstop rather, and third baseman, and a run will score on the error. So that's going to be a 5-3, presumably an E3 on the throw. Scores the run, and just like that, Plantamuro scores, and Bristol takes a 1-0 lead. So they played small ball and relied on whether the defense would make a mistake, and they did. As up comes big Ryan Green now. He just hits one high into the right field line. Nobody on base, and that'll be caught by the right fielder for the third out of the inning. So here in the bottom of the first inning for Bristol, they come up with 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 error, and they left nobody on base. We'll be right back. The top of the second inning. Bristol 1, Waterford 0.
The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more. The American Legion.
Today, more than ever before, women are on the front lines of America's defense. These brave women struggle and sacrifice to help keep our country secure. They deserve to be recognized for their service as guardians of freedom. Please support the American Legion's efforts to serve the growing number of women veterans. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
Well, welcome back here to Bristol's Muzzy Field for this Zone 1 game matchup between West Hartford and Bristol. Bristol is post 2, I believe. Used to be Waterbury 1. They don't have a team in the American Legion field this year. Bristol leads this one by the score of 1-0 on a sac bunt and an error after Colby Jones got on with a 1-out base hit. I'm sorry. Let's flip that one over. That was Noah Plantamuro, led the bottom of the first off with a base hit. Got over to second on a sac bunt by Corey Fredette. Macaulay grounded out, but it was a wild throw by the first baseman Fox. And that scored the run, and just like that, it's 1-0 Bristol. And stepping in for the first time is Max Main, the left fielder for West Hartford. First pitch from Balfour, low. Max goes to the University of Maine. He played his high school ball in West Hartford. There's a strike. And split the middle there. So it's 1-1 strike now to Max Main. 7th hitter in the lineup for West Hartford. And there's a curveball that's fouled. Seems so far that Balfour's curveball, everybody's been trying to pull it. And they've been ripping it foul down the left field line. As we said, Balfour, a good one. 15 strikeouts, only 3 walks. He has one here today in the first. He's been pretty scarce on giving up those walks. It's Balfour, winds and deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Balfour. It brings up Emmett Coco, Conrad High School product. Or Conard, I should say, be more accurate. And looking down the roster of West Hartford, they have players from Conard, Northwest Catholic, Hall High School, Kingswood, Oxford, Central Connecticut, College of the Holy Cross. A lot of people from all over in that West Hartford type area. Here's a curveball up high. Ball 1. The left-handed hitting Coco. And now shade has almost covered the entire field here. And there's a strike. Inside part of the plate. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for West Hartford so far. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors for Bristol. The 1-1 looked like he was going to bunt, and he got hit in the foot. So Coco has a free pass. Balfour hits him after he showed bunt. It's another base runner on for West Hartford. That's their 4th. Balfour so far has hit 4 batters on the season. That was his 5th now. Hit Coco. And up again, the left-hander now is Chris Maglio, another Conard High School product. And he takes a first pitch fastball outside. Goulet comes up about a step in front on the grass, rather, a step on the grass on third base. Runner not going. There's another bunt. It's bunted foul towards the Bristol dugout. So it'll be 1-1 strike now. 1 out, man on first. Top of the second. 1-0 Bristol so far. Bristol trying to up their zone record. Overall, not bad. 16-5. But West Hartford 14-7. Both these teams have had successful seasons so far. And here's the 1-1. Runner goes on the bunt. And Balfour will have only one place to go. It's its first, and he makes it. So with 1 out, Maglio sacrifice bunts to bring a runner on second base with 2 outs. So it looks like they really want to get runners over versus outs. Some coaches don't believe in bunting at all. In this game so far, we've had 2 sack bunts. And the scorebook rolls over to the top of the order again as Dan Fitzsimmons comes up for the second time. He flied out to center field, but there's 2 outs now. It's Balfour deals. Curveball, that one misses. With Coco on second base. And Sassu throws down a couple of numbers. Balfour deals way up high, nearly beamed him. And it's now 2-0. Infield playing back with 2 outs. Outfielders basically straight away. Center fielder Fredette kind of shallow out there in center field. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Curveball, that's what's popped up. And the catcher, Sassu, is coming back, and it's out of play. Just goes over the netting and bangs, as you might have heard, onto a seat below us here. So we're perched behind home plate in the beautiful press box here at Bristol. Right outside of Muzzy Street, Bristol, Connecticut. Alex Balfour. Now with a 2-1 count now. Runner on second, 2 outs. Fitzsimmons staring him down. Wants to tie the game. Fastball was hit high into left field. Circling under it is DiLoretto, and he makes the catch. So here in the top of the second inning, West Hartford threatened as they got a runner to second base with 2 outs, but Balfour gets out of it again. So West Hartford in that inning had no runs on no hits. There were no errors. They left a runner on again. That's their 4th runner left on base here this evening. We'll be right back with the bottom of the second inning. Bristol 1, West Hartford nothing.
Honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more. The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more. The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more. The American Legion sacrifices more than many of us can imagine. Please join with the American Legion in recognizing and supporting our wounded warriors and their families. Let's not allow them to be forgotten and left to fend for themselves. They deserve more. Sometimes just thank you isn't enough. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help. Life in the military is one of service and sacrifice. And for some, that sacrifice is more than many of us can imagine. Please join with the American Legion in recognizing and supporting our wounded warriors and their families. Let's not allow them to be forgotten and left to fend for themselves. They deserve more. Sometimes just thank you isn't enough. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
Back here at Bristol's Muzzy Field, up for the first time is Josh Nohilly. Lefty against lefty here, and he takes strike 1 from James Gaddu. Nohilly, batting .280 on the season so far, leads the team in RBIs, we said before, at 10, but he's walked 16 times today as he fouls that one down the right field line. So he's walked a lot. He's struck out 8 times. As he steps back in the 0-2 count now from Gaddu. And here's the pitch. Ground ball towards the first baseman, Fox. He takes it on an awkward bounce, snaps it to his pitcher going through, and he makes the play. It's like Fox was having a little bit of troubles. He had to back up on that one, but he recovered enough to make the throw to James Gaddu, who sped across the first to get Nohilly. Brings up Evan Bouchard, the second baseman. Bouchard batting .267 on the season. Bristol as a whole this year batting .265. Not too bad with wooden bats. I'm sure they'd like to be higher, but it's tough with the wooden bats as Bouchard takes ball 1 low. And there's a hard fastball, and it fouls it back, so it's 1-1 now to Bouchard. Bouchard has 9 RBIs on the season so far. He has a triple this year, and he fouls another one off, so it's 1-2. 16 hits and 60 at-bats, so he's been up a lot this short season so far. Play a lot of games in American Legion. When you think about the high school season, only plays 20. There's a hard fastball. It was right through the wickets of the catcher. Lucky that Bouchard didn't swing at it. As we said, high schools will play 20 games, 25 if you make it to a state championship game. That's all you're allowed. Here, Bristol already has 21. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good curveball that time by Gaddu. First strikeout of the game for him. Bouchard goes down swinging. So now with 2 outs, up comes the designated hitter for Bristol, Steve Warkowski. Warkowski batting .267, or .237 rather, on the year so far. He takes ball 1. So Gadu throwing rather hard, but sometimes wild as he scoots it by his catcher a couple times. So it's 1-0. Sun almost going down. There's a strike. Good hard fastball on the outside part of the plate. Curveball, that one's smashed into left center. That'll be a base hit. 2 bouncer out there to the center fielder Farley. Just like that, Warkowski has a 2-out single. Second hit of the game for Bristol. They now even up the hits with West Hartford, as they both teams have 2 apiece. Alex Di Loretto, the left fielder, steps in. Alex batting .275. Not a big lead at first base. He smacks the first pitch out to left field, but right at the left fielder, Max Main. And that does it here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. So for Bristol, no runs, 1 hit, no error. They left their first runner on base. We'll be right back at the top of the 3rd inning. The score remaining, Bristol 1 and West Hartford nothing.
As we recognize the service of America's men and women in uniform, let's also honor the families who sacrifice so much every day. As the service member serves, so does the family. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Look for ways to support their families and thank them for their sacrifices. Go to legion.org/honor-veterans to find out how you can help.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
All right, back here at Muzzy Field, we're going to the top of the 3rd inning. Bristol with a slim 1-0 lead on the basis of an unearned run. West Hartford with 2 hits in this game, 1 error. Bristol, with their 1 run, got 2 hits so far today. They've committed no errors, left 1 on base. West Hartford left 4 on base so far. The base is loaded in the top of the 1st inning. Leads off Colby Jones here in the 3rd. Colby got one of those singles back in the 1st inning. The Central Connecticut product takes the first pitch outside from Alex Balfour to ball 1. Well, we began our American Legion baseball season here on Sporting News CT with a game last night from Dunkin' Donuts Park. Curveball, ground ball to 3rd, and scooping it is Goulet. Long throw to first to Green. He gets him. And there's 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Brings up Timmy Cotter. Jones just got that one off the end of the bat as he tried to pull that curveball again instead of trying to drive it through the middle. We said before, our first game of the season so far has been a game up there in Dunkin' Donuts Park up in Hartford, home of the Yard Goats. First pitch curve is in there for a strike to Timmy Cotter. Timmy popped to first and foul ground his first time up. It's 0-1. Another curveball. This one hits the dirt, bounces right past Sassoon to the backstop. So the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. American flag in center field draping down. That one's popped foul over the top of the dugout, rolls on the dugout of West Hartford and bounces back. So it's 1-2 now to Timmy Cotter. As I said, the American flag in center field draped straight down. The Connecticut flag underneath it. So there's virtually no wind here at Muzzy Field. Fastball, that one's popped up foul again, out of play. That one headed towards Muzzy Street. Balfour got him to foul to the right side. He actually hit 2 foul balls that way. His first time up. Another curveball, sort of a slider. That one a little faster, just missed. Balfour thought he had him. And it's now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sassu looks into the dugout for the pitch call. And there's a little check swing, and it was jobber down to Green, who flips it to Balfour for the second out. Sort of an excuse me swing a little bit that time by Timmy Cotter. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the third. Brings up Luke Fox. Luke, as I said, the Northwest Catholic product. He's a great pitcher for Northwest Catholic. Had a stellar 4-year career there. And now plays, I believe, for Central. He steps in with that wooden bat. Looks like a lot of pine tar on that thing. First pitch to him, curveball up high. 4 ball. Fox got an infield single on a bunt. His first time up. Actually a 2-out bunt. There's a strike on the outside corner. He had a beautiful bunt down the third baseline, his first time up. Another one looked like a slider of sorts, but it was outside, 2-1. By Balfour. Wind up in the pitch. That one's inside. That one gets past the catcher. Sassu looks at the webbing on his glove as if to say, what's wrong with this thing? So another ball rolls to the backstop. So 3 balls, 1 strike now to Luke Fox. Balfour works from the first base side of the rubber, and he throws the ball. A strike. The ball was right on the upper part of the plate. Fox laid off it, didn't like it, so the count is full now to Luke. Payoff pitch. That one's fouled, sliced down the right field line. Pitch was a little bit up inside, sort of a protective type of swing, and it sliced down towards the bullpen. Actually, the picnic area, if you want to call it that, down there. We have some picnic tables for people to attend the Bristol Bluefish games in the Northeast Collegiate Baseball League. And we'll do it again. Here's the pitch. There's another topper foul. Fox protecting the plate that time. It's right off the end of the bat towards his own dugout. So we'll do it again. Another payoff pitch from Alex Balfour as his pitch count starts to run up after that first inning. There's a high fly ball to left field, and running back, and making the great one-handed grab is Alex DiLoretto. Well, Fox hit it hard, and he hit it deep, but not enough to do the damage. No runs, no hits, no errors here in the top of the third inning. We'll be back with the bottom of the first. Bristol 1 and West Hartford 0.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Greg Anderson served 2 tours in Afghanistan, Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient, and unemployed. The unemployment rate among transitioning service members is unacceptably high, much higher than the general population. Veterans are a proven commodity. They're mature, reliable, and hardworking, and they deserve a chance to get back to work after serving their country. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Hire one. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help. America, meet Greg Anderson.
Well, Corey Sassu will lead it off here in the bottom of the third inning for Bristol. Bristol leads it by the slim score of 1-0 in this Zone 1 tussle between Bristol and West Hartford. Sasu, kind of a sneaky batter to put there at the 9th spot, batting actually .345 on the season, 10 for 29 so far. Scored 2 runs, walked twice, only struck out 3 times in 29 at-bats, so he puts the ball in play. Hard fastball, swing and a miss by Sasu. Sasu has played in 11 of Bristol's 21 games, so he must be splitting the catching duties, I would imagine. And there's a ball outside, so it's 1-1. James Gaddu has given up 2 hits so far in the game, struck out 1, walked none. And there's strike 2, swinging right through it is Sasu's. Gaddu just overpowered him with that last fastball. See if he does it again. This time they move outside. There's a bloop on the right field line. Bangs off a pole out there and ricochets back towards the first base coach from Bristol. And now our picture starts to clear up as the sun has gone down in left field. Only a little foggy area. There's a ground ball towards second. Scooping it up is Fitzsimmons over to first to Fox for the first out. So Sasu put it in play hard, but Fitzsimmons snagged it and flipped it over to first for the first out. Brings up Noah Plantamuro, singled up the middle his first time up. Scored the only run of this game. Steps in with a fairly even stance, about a foot away from home plate as they're working him outside. Curveball, that one's blooped out in right center. That'll be a hit. 1 bounce to the right fielder, and Plantamuro, just like that, he chases that first curveball. Gets his second hit of the night, 3 for Bristol so far. So Bristol has a runner aboard now with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Corey Fredette comes up. He bunted his last time. The last time there was no outs when he bunted. .279 hitter on the season. And Plantamuro with not a very big lead. First when the ball hits the dirt, and that's going to run down to throw to second. Won't be in time. So the runner gets to second. Kind of a wild pitch, stolen base there. He wasn't going until the ball got past the catcher. And the catcher was circling around trying to find it. The ball hit the dirt, so scored that one a wild pitch. Allows a runner to get in scoring position now with 1 out. As Fredette now has an opportunity. And here's the 1-0. It's in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Not a bad crowd here tonight. Here in Muzzy Field, a beautiful Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut. Home of the Bristol Blues. It's been this home for Bristol American Legion for a long, long time. Swing and a miss. Looked like he took a little off that one. Did Mr. Gaddu. Both these teams trying to get into the postseason tournament for American Legion. And trying to battle for their zone championship. Another curveball. This one's outside. That one slipped out of the hands, it looks like, by Gaddu. So it's 2-2. Gaddu now comes set in the stretch. Checks the runner. Plantamuro on second and deals. That one hits the dirt. Short hopped it to the catcher. Coco made a nice stab. Full count now at first base open to Corey Fredette. It's Gaddu. Checks Plantamuro again. Not going. They spin, and he looks at him at second. Thought he might be going. Gives him a little look that time. See if he was running with a full count. First base is open. The runner doesn't go. 3-2 gets past the catcher. And that's going to be a pass ball after the walk. So a pass ball allows the runner now to be on third base and a runner on first. So the runner's on the corner, and that's going to bring out the West Hartford coach. He wants to talk it over with his infielders here. There's first and third with 1 out now. The bottom of the third inning, Bristol trying to extend their 1-0 lead. That one got away from the catcher. Talked about these pass balls are hurting both catchers so far. So we've seen a number of them. So So a wild pitch and a pass ball puts Plantamuro on third base. Instead of having runners on first and second, now Gadu is faced with runners on first and third. Now the home plate umpire makes that slow walk out to the mound. So, all right, guys, break it up. Usually the coach will walk away no matter as soon as the umpire gets there. Usually you don't want to let that umpire have to make that walk all the way out. You'd rather get out of there before he's even halfway to the mound. So you don't make him work too hard. Get on his good side. So Gadu now is going to face Mac Goulet. Let's see what Bristol does on this first and third off a left-handed pitcher. Goulet with a .290 batting average, 8 RBIs. Try to get another one here. Decent lead at first. And the pitch, the runner doesn't go. There's a line drive. That'll be a base hit to left. Well, no question about that one. As Mac Goulet took it. The ball gets away from the left fielder a little bit, and they got a runner now at third and second. So Mac Goulet gets to RBI single to make it 2-0, but in the meantime, the runners get to second and third again, as we're going to have to call that one an E on the left fielder to bobble it to allow the runners to advance. Fourth hit of the game for Bristol. Second error of the game for West Hartford. Ryan Green now steps in with a golden opportunity here, with only one out to try to drive it and get another run. Green on the season with 6 RBIs. But he has struck out 13 times with 10 walks here. Infield's up on the edge of the grass. Gadu from the stretch. Hard fastball inside. Misses just ever so slightly. 1-0 to Green. Gadu now checking the runner at third. Runner at second out there is Goulet. The curveball's in there for a strike. 1-1 to Ryan Green. They got to try to get a ground ball or a strikeout here. Green trying to see if he can drive the ball, get it through the infield even for a sac fly. Outfielders playing him a little bit on the shaded to the right center side. Curveball. This one's to right field. Base hit. Hard base hit. Scores one. Here comes the runner around third. They're going to send him. Here comes the throw. It's the pitch to the plate. Did they get him? No, they're saying he's safe. Just took a little bit too long that time. The throw from the right fielder bounced into the first baseman, Fox. He threw it home in time, but the runner scored. So a 2-run RBI base hit for Ryan Green. And just like that, Bristol is ahead 4-0. Bristol with their 5th hit of the game. Now they have a runner on first with 1 out. Brings up the lefty Josh Nohilly, who grounded out to the first baseman his first time up. And now as Gadu fires a fastball, and it's low. He's trying to throw it harder after seeing that base hit go to right field. Thought they had a play on the runner, the second base runner. They did, but they just couldn't get the tag in the right spot. The bouncing throw came in from right field. 1-1 now to Josh Nohilly, who took a strike. From the left side, Nohilly with his 16 walks so far this year. Big man, there's a throw to first. First throw over to first by Gadu. So for Gadu so far, he struck out 1, walked 1, giving up 5 hits. And now 4 runs. 3 of them are earned. There's a chopper up the first baseline. Fox gets it. He has nowhere to go except the first, but the second baseman wasn't covering first. So Fox threw it to the second baseman, who was about 10 feet off first. He had nobody else to throw it to. So the pitcher, Gadu, was trying to field the ball as well. So I guess he'll score that one, an infield single. And that's going to put runners at first and second with still 1 out. 6th hit of the game now for Bristol. Brings up Evan Bouchard. 7th batter in the inning. Fastball outside. Looked like that time the Gadu turned it over a little bit. I tried to get it to tail, but it went too far. Bouchard struck out his first time up. Runners at first and second. Nahili on first, Green on second. Not a lot of speed on the base paths. And here's the 1-0, and it's 2-0 now. As Gadu, you can tell he's frustrated. Two balls, no strikes now to Evan Bouchard. Bristol has put up 3 on the board so far this inning. There's a foul ball to the right side. Pops up onto the roof here at Muzzy Field. The inning all started with an out. And then Plantamuro got a hit. Fredette walked, and then a wild pitch pass ball put the runners at second and third. A base hit by Goulet. A bobble by the left fielder. An RBI single by Green. 2 RBI single by Green. Put 2 runs across. There's a line shot right to the center fielder. He catches it on the line, throws the second, not in time. Well, Bouchard hit it right on the nose. Scored that one an L8. But it doesn't advance the runners as they're playing a little bit shallow because of those wooden bats. Brings up Steve Orkoski now with 2 outs. Eighth hitter of the inning. Runner still on first and second. Orkoski got a single his first time up. And he takes a curve down and in for ball 1. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors for West Hartford so far. 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors for Bristol. Gadu looks in for the sign. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good hard fastball by Gadu, swung it by him. Well, Gadu's been throwing those fastballs just a little bit too sweet for this Bristol hitters. They've been able to rip it hard. Even that last out was a hard hit ball to center field. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. That one took a little off. Had Warkowski really out in front of it. So it's 1-2 now to Warkowski with 2 outs. The pitch count is running up for James Gadu. Curveball, that one's up. 2-2. Is Gadu trying to get out of this. He's already given up 3 here in the third. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. He did it. And that retires the side finally for Bristol. So for Bristol here in the bottom of the third, they come up with a big 3 runs on a total of 4 hits. There was 1 error, and they leave 2 runners on base. We'll be right back with the top of the 4th inning. Bristol, a 4-0 lead now over West Hartford.
Served 2 tours in Afghanistan, Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient, and unemployed. The unemployment rate among transitioning service members is unacceptably high, much higher than the general population. Veterans are a proven commodity. They're mature, reliable, and hardworking, and they deserve a chance to get back to work after serving their country. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Hire one. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help. America, more than ever before, women are on the front lines of America's defense. These brave women struggle and sacrifice to help keep our country secure. They deserve to be recognized for their service as guardians of freedom. Please support the American Legion's efforts to serve the growing number of women veterans. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
Well, we move on to the top of the 4th here at Bristol's Muzzy Field, and Bristol has taken a 4-0 lead now over West Hartford. Leading it off for West Hartford here in the top of the fourth will be Brian Ranker. Coach for West Hartford gathered his team together in the huddle before this top half of the inning began to try to exhort his team on. They've had a little bit of trouble defensively, bobbling balls, not having the fielder cover the base in time and so on, a little mix-up in communication. And a big 2 RBI single by Ryan Green, and just like that, it's 4-0. Only one game, or 2 games, separate these two teams in the standings for Zone 1. As Ranker walked his first time up, takes a curveball for a strike. Alex Balfour. Balfour so far has got 2 strikeouts. He's given up 2 hits, only walked 1, hit 1. Works from the first base side of the rubber, throws another curveball. That's going to be a line base hit by Ranker, and for the first time today, West Hartford has the leadoff hitter on base. 3rd hit of the game for West Hartford. Comes Ryan Farley now. Ryan struck out his last time up. Farley, a 5'10", 167-pounder from Conard High School in West Hartford. And he is going to be a senior next year at Conard. And the first pitch to him is low for a ball. See all that pine tar all over the bats here. Just reminiscent of the famous pine tar issue with the Yankees and Kansas City. George Brett. There's a ball in the dirt. Fake bunt that time by Ryan Farley as to how high that pine tar goes. 2 balls, no strikes now to Farley. Farley may be trying to get on base somehow, some way. He bats 6th in the lineup. Another fake bunt. It's 3-0. Looked like that bothered Balfour, like he wanted to throw one kind of pitch and then changed it. As there's activity now in the West Hartford bullpen. None. And there's another fake bunt, and that's inside. It's ball 4. So now that's runners on first and second, nobody out. Second walk of the game for Balfour, and that's going to bring out the head coach of Bristol. Well, your team puts up a 3 spot. In the prior inning, you want to fight to get a 0. Put up a 0 for your team. Balfour trying to do it, but he'll have a tough time now as there's runners at first and second. The inning started off with Ranker getting a solid single to center field and Farley walking now. Max Main is coming up for West Hartford, University of Maine product, who also went to West Hartford High School. Struck out his first time up. See if they think about down 4-0. Will they bunt here? Don't know. They bunted with 2 outs in the first inning. I think that was a bunt for a base hit. See how Bristol plays this. Right now they have their first and third baseman up on the corners. The second baseman is on 2 steps closer on the infield grass, so it looks like they're going to charge the second baseman. First baseman's off the bag, not holding the runner on. Kind of unusual defense. There's the strike. Usually you see the first baseman holding him on if you're going to charge the second baseman. Why give him a big lead behind you if you're going to charge the second baseman? So here's the pitch. Curveball. That one's chopped hard down the left field line. Gets past the third base coach for West Hartford. So West Hartford has been content to try to pull that curveball so far instead of shooting for the middle. Now falling behind 0-2 is Max Main. He's trying to move the runners over here. Balfour checks the runner at second base and deals. Slow pitch, but it misses high and out for 1-2. Ranker on second, Farley on first. Here's Balfour's 1-2. Low, 2-2. Is now Connecticut American Legion President Dave Greenleaf is in the house. want anybody to know. Here's the pitch. Ooh, it hit the batter on the shoulder. So Balfour continues his troubles as he gets hit by a pitch. 2 walks and 2 hit batters in this game so far, but more importantly for Bristol, they've got a 4-0 lead. Now the bases are loaded and there's nobody out. And now we're moving towards the bottom of the order with Emmett Kokos hit by a pitch his first time up. He's a left-handed batter, as is Chris Maglio, who follows. And here's the first pitch. It's strike 1 to the lefty Koko. Balfour from the stretch. The 0-1 delivery. Curve. This one's popped up and looks like it'll spin towards the line in left field. Will the left fielder overrun it? Almost does, but makes the catch in foul ground. He was shallow enough to the runner on third, could not go. So score that one in F7, slightly in foul territory. So Balfour gets what he wants, is a pop-up, and the runners can't advance. So now they could get a double play through the middle. Chris Maglio's up. He sack bunted his first time up. See if he tries to bunt here. Bases are loaded. West Hartford left the bases loaded in the first inning. So trying to get back in this, they trail 4-0 here in the top of the 4th. New hitter, it's no longer Maglio. And we'll have to catch him here as he takes, whoever he is, takes a strike 1 as we'll pick him up on the roster now. Number 3, looks like William Fox. Wonder if he's probably the brother, the first baseman. There's a tip on a curve towards the dugout of West Hartford. So it's 0-2 now quickly to Bill Fox. Here at 1 out. Balfour trying to get out of this. Fox is going to be a senior next year. There's a fastball high, so it's 1-2. He'll be a senior next year at, I would imagine, same as his brother, Northwest Catholic, but I'm not sure. Could very well be West Hartford where he goes. Yeah, he doesn't go to Northwest. There's a slice down the right field line, foul, into the bullpen and caught by one of the guys down there who were designated to protect the pitcher down there, or the catcher, I should say. And he does his job and catches it. So maybe Bill Fox, who goes to Hall High School. Don't know if he's related to Luke Fox. Well, maybe that's where he lives, because they have Luke Fox's West Hartford as well. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Balfour strikes out Fox. And now there's 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. 3rd strikeout of the game for Alex Balfour. And that brings up the top of the order Dan Fitzsimmons, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Flied out twice, once to center, once to left, but now the infield of Bristol can move back. Balfour still from the stretch. First pitch, curveball, that one's popped up in the infield. Looks like Balfour will get out of it, waving everybody off his Plantamuro, and he makes the catch on the shallow outfield grass. So for West Hartford here in the top of the 4th inning, they leave the bases loaded again. 1 run on 1 hit, no runs rather, on 1 hit. There were no errors, but they leave 3 runners on base. That's their 7th left on base here this evening at Muzzy Field. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th inning. We're now halfway through here from Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut, with the score: Bristol, American Legion Post 2, 4. West Hartford, 0.
Realize how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to Legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to Legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Well, back here at Bristol's Muzzy Field, and we're moving on to the bottom of the fourth. Alex DiLoretto comes up to the plate again for the second time for Bristol. Takes strike one from James Gadoo, the starter. And there's a slicer foul. It's 0-2 now to DiLoretto. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors for Bristol. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for West Hartford in this Zone 1 matchup. There's another foul ball hit down towards Muzzy Street. Oh, coming close to a car, and it just hits the hood of one of them. Uh-oh. It's a van down there just off of Muzzy Street. Got whacked. And there's the 0-2. It's low. And it's 1-2. Curveball this one hits the dirt. Lucky he didn't swing. He got past the catcher. So DiLoretto lined out to left his first time up, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Looks like we're going to get a little bit of activity maybe down the Bristol line. There's a ground ball to short towards the middle. One-handed by Ranker over the first, and he makes the out. So 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the fourth. Brings up Carson Sasu, the catcher. Carson had grounded out to second his first time up. As we said before, Carson kind of a sneaky batter there, batting ninth, batting .345. Usually you don't see a guy batting ninth in a wood bat league. Batting .345. First pitch, he tips off the end of his bat, so it's a foul as it goes back to the backstop. And now over there on Bristol's Muzzy Street, the owner of that car is starting to look at his car. There's a line drive to center, and coming on and getting it. Did he make the play? I'm going to say he did. Nice play that time by the center fielder Ryan Farley to come in on that one. So there's 2 outs now. We're moving on to the top of the order. Noah Plantamuro's had a very busy day here so far. He's singled twice and scored twice for Bristol. So Plantamuro came into the game with 14 runs. He's now got 16 runs on the season. Played in all 21 games here. Fastball right back to the mound. Gadoo gets it this time. Throws it over to Fox for the out. The first 1, 2, 3 inning of the day for James Gadoo. And just like that, the bottom of the fourth ends. We'll be moving on now to the top of the fifth inning. The score remains Bristol 4, West Hartford 0.
Military is one of service and sacrifice. And for some, that sacrifice is more than many of us can imagine. Please join with the American Legion in recognizing and supporting our wounded warriors and their families. Let's not allow them to be forgotten and left to fend for themselves. They deserve more. Sometimes just thank you isn't enough. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help. Life in the military is one of service and sacrifice. And for some, that sacrifice is more than many of us can imagine. Please join with the American Legion in recognizing and supporting our wounded warriors and their families. Let's not allow them to be forgotten and left to fend for themselves. They deserve more. Sometimes just thank you isn't enough. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help. Life in the military is one of service and sacrifice. And for some...
Well, back here at Bristol's Muzzy Field, we move on to the top of the fifth inning. And for West Hartford, they'll try to get something going. They've left the bases loaded here at Muzzy Field twice. Once last inning and once to start off the game in the first. They just haven't had any luck getting runs across as they've left 5 They left 7 on base here today. Colby Jones will start it off. Colby's 1 for 2. He was stranded at third base back in the first inning and grounded out to third. Hear a motorcycle fly by on Muzzy Street outside of the stadium. Beautiful park here as the lights are turned on here at Muzzy Field. Pitch count must be moving up there a bit for Alex Balfour as he's run into trouble in 2 innings now. And there's a strike now. It's Colby Jones. There's a little bit of activity in the Bristol bullpen. And here's the 0-1 to Jones, and that one is low, so it's 1-1. Curveball bangs the dirt. It's 2-1 to Jones. Well, last inning, it looked like everything was caving in for Balfour. Give up a single, a walk, and a hit batter. Then he got a fly out to shallow left, a strikeout, and a pop-up, and he got out of it. There's 2 balls and 2 strikes now as Jones swings through that pitch. Outfielder still straight away. Alex DiLoretto in left, Corey Fredette in center, and Josh Nohely in right. There's a foul ball straight back towards us. Count remains at 2-2. Beautiful ballpark here at Muzzy Field in Bristol. One of the best. There's a high fly to right center. It's trouble for the right fielder, but they're almost colliding with the right fielder out there. Nohely runs it down and catches it. He's a lefty, so it's a little bit easier for him than it was for Fredette. So fly out to right center, pretty deep, but to no avail as it's 1 out. Brings up Timmy Cotter, the number 3 batter in the lineup. Popped the first foul and then grounded out to the first baseman. Cotter 6'4", the Kingswood Oxford player. Going to be a senior next year. Curveball, this one's popped up, and it may be playable as it goes towards the West Hartford dugout. And the first baseman, Green, does he have it? Yes, he gets it. So Green gets it in foul ground. Pretty play that time by Ryan Green. Second ball that Cotter's hit in foul ground this evening. So with 2 outs, up comes Luke Fox, who got an infield single on a bunt with 2 outs in the first inning. Line to left hard his last time up. Fox, the stellar pitcher. Northwest Catholic years ago. Also bats pretty well and plays first base most of the time when he doesn't pitch. And first pitch to him is a ball. Balfour wiggles that ball in his glove a little bit and delivers 1-0. It's in there for strike 1. There's a base hit to center field. Curveball, and this time they drilled it up the middle. So Fox has himself a 2-out hit, his 4th hit of the day for West Hartford hitting. Brings up Ryan Ranker, singled and walked. And Balfour just misses outside. Fox with a short 2-step lead at first base, down by 4, probably not going anywhere. There's a ball down low to Ranker. Three strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 hit batters, 4 hits given up by Balfour so far. And there's a strike. It's 2-1. Balfour didn't walk many people this year. He's got 2 today. He only had 3 in 20 and a third innings before today. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Ranker. If you're Balfour, you just don't want to give any more free passes. There's a foul ball down towards Muzzy Street, right back towards that van again. This time it misses it. And it didn't whack it again. You think the guy would have moved the van after the first one. But he didn't. Now the ball bounces down there. Not far. The runner goes, and that's going to be ball 4 on that 3-2 pitch. So runners now at first and second with 2 outs. So and out comes a slow trip to the mound by the manager of Bristol. And they may have another pitcher ready for him. He's going to go out there and talk to him because now there's 2 more runners on base. With a 4-0 lead, you just don't want to allow the team to poke away at you. There was nobody on base with 2 outs, and it looks like that may be all. Don't know yet. He's taking his time out there. Yeah, let's see when the umpire wants to break it up. And he sort of looks around and gets a couple new baseballs from the assistant coach from Bristol, probably helping out to give him more time to talk. And Balfour is going to remain in the game as they signal down to the pitcher, number 12 down there. It's like, is that Mays? Yeah, number 12, Mays, was warming up. Mays has 19 strikeouts, 3 walks as well, and 28 2/3 innings pitched. So it's not been bad at all. So with 2 outs and 2 runners on, Ryan Farley trying to finally knock a run in. First pitch, he shows bunt, then they go to second and just give a fake to the runner on second. As soon as the batter started to square. Doubt they're going to bunt and they show it that early. It doesn't make any sense. To show it early, as he does again, he takes the pitch. So they're just faking bunting just to take a pitch, but it's 0-1. 2 outs, it's hard to believe they would show it that early to allow everybody to move, and then he would bunt it. And the 0-1 curveball, that one's in there for strike 2. So now Farley has dug himself a big hole. Farley has struck out and walked. He's now in a hole at 0-2 now. Runners at first and second. Looks like they're going to go hard and fast outside. They do. It's up though, so it's 1-2. Mays continues to throw down the left field line. The pitcher for West Hartford that was in the bullpen has stopped throwing. And here's the 1-2. That one's fouled off up on top of the roof here to the right of us here in the press box. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're in the top of the 5th inning. West Hartford trailing this game by a score of 4-0. No runs, 4 hits, 2 errors by West Hartford. 4, 6, and 0 for Bristol. This curveball just misses outside. 2-2. And here's the pitch. Just misses again, a little high, so it's 3-2. So the runners will be going. Base hit in a gap could score 2. Here's the payoff pitch. The runners go, and it's fouled back to the screen. We'll do it again. Usually the more times you foul it off, it favors the batter. The pitcher has to keep throwing a strike. Balfour working from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He gets him. So Balfour has gotten out of it again. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 runners left on base for West Hartford here in the top of the 5th. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 runners left on base so far here this evening for West Hartford. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 5th. I guess they're stretching here at Muzzy Field. The score, Bristol 4 and West Hartford 0.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined. I never
Newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more.
Well, back here at Bristol's Muzzy Field, we're moving on to the bottom of the fifth. Bristol in command of this game so far to score 4-0. It looks that way on the scoreboard, but I'll tell you, West Hartford has left 3 on base in the first, 3 on base in the fourth, and 2 on base in the fifth. I tell you, they just keep leaving men on base. They trail it by the score of 4-0. For Bristol, they're going to send to the plate their 2-3-4 batters. Corey Fredette will lead it off. He's sack bunted his first time up, walked and scored a run in the third inning. West Hartford playing up on the corners, back in the middle. There's a foul ball right back to the screen. And here's the 0-1. It's up high, 1-1. Curveball, that one misses. It's 2-1. West Hartford last year, if I recall, in the American Legion tournament, did go deep into it. It's a line shot base hit. Right into center field, a one-hopper to the center fielder, but a solid single by Corey Fredette. 7th hit of the day by Bristol hitters. Off of Gadoo. So let's see if Matt Goulet, he's the number 3 hitter. He's already got a single and an RBI in this game. And also grounded out in the first inning, which started things going after there was an errant throw from first to third, and he was up. Hard fastball, misses high. 1-0, he didn't show bunt. 4-run lead, maybe doesn't want to do that with his number 3 hitter, for sure. Gadoo from the stretch again. And he throws to first, little snap throw, gets away from Fox. That's going to be an error on the pitcher. Will they send him to third? Long way to run for Fox. And runner's going to get all the way to third base on that errant throw. As the ball was thrown on the other side of the runner, Fox couldn't get it. And that causes Fredette to get all the way to third base. The third error of the game. Now for West Hartford. Puts a runner in scoring position, one thing you didn't want to do. Let's see how that affects Gadoo. So now it's a 1-0 count to Matt Goulet now, and West Hartford is forced to bring their infield up on the edge of the grass. They cannot allow another run. Gadoo in the stretch now. Here's the 1-0. There's a pop-up foul out of play over the top of us. Probably out onto the other side of Muzzy Street, towards the parking lot more. So Goulet was going after that second pitch. He wanted to rip it somewhere. Outfield basically straight away. Hard fastball, that's a strike. Good pitch. The inside part of the plate. Out there's Max Main in left, Ryan Farley in center, Chris Maglio out there in right. Maybe that's not Maglio. It could be the other Fox who came in to bat for Maglio. And here's a curveball. That one, nice block by the catcher, Emmett Coco. Just to set that infield for you again, that's Colby Jones at third. Brian Ranker at short. Dave Fitzsimmons at second. And at first, Luke Fox. And there's 2-2 delivery now to Mac Goulet. That open stance. Hard fastball. He turned that one over, but it missed. Tried to turn over. Make that ball tail a little away from the batter, but it went too low, so it's full. And here's the pitch. Hard fastball, breaks the bat. You can hear that one crack from up here. And that's the problem with a wooden bat. It's your lucky bat may break. You see he shrugs his shoulders now, and he has to get a new bat. So let's see if he borrows one or he's got a second one of his own. He sort of looks at it. Let's see if how this affects him. You know, a lot of guys, that's their bat. The old days, we used to put notches on them from hits we got off a bat. And you really, many years ago, used to really be down when you broke your bat. That one, there's a curveball inside, that's ball 4, so he doesn't have to worry about swinging at that pitch. Only the second walk of the day for Gadoo, but now that means the infielders in the middle going to go back to double play depth, and out comes the coach for West Hartford. That may be all for Gadoo. His pitch count has to be up there. But the runners are at the corners now. Bristol with a 4-0 lead. Nobody out here in the 5th. Coming up now is Ryan Green, who had a 2 RBI single his last time up. So West Hartford keeps putting themselves in predicaments. This time a result of an errant throw by Gadoo. Put Fredette on second and Goulet on third, rather. Fredette's on third, and Mac Goulet is now on first. So see how West Hartford, there's a lineup, and that looks like that's going to be all for the pitcher, James Gadoo. He's responsible for the 2 runners on base, and we'll be right back with a new pitcher after these commercial messages.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Greg Anderson served 2 tours in Afghanistan, Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient, and unemployed. The unemployment rate among transitioning service members is unacceptably high, much higher than the general population. Veterans are a proven commodity. They're mature, reliable, and hardworking, and they deserve a chance to get back to work after serving their country. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Hire one. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
As we recognize the service of America's men and women in uniform, let's also honor the families who sacrifice so much every day. As the service member serves, so does the family. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Look for ways to support their families and thank them for their sacrifices. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
Well, it'll be Tim Cotter, the designated hitter, will come on to pitch here in the bottom of the 5th for West Hartford. And they'll be facing the Ryan Green, the cleanup hitter for Bristol. With runners on first and second, nobody out. Those runners are still charged to James Gadoo, so the book isn't closed on him yet. But so far, Gadoo had 2 strikeouts, given up 7 hits, and 2 walks, no hit batters. The big one is the 3 runs he gave up there in the 3rd inning. Bristol put together 4 hits. It's the first pitch to Green. See if the runner goes. He doesn't. Fastball. There's a ground ball. Another broken bat. Could be 2, but it won't. He has to go to first, and he does. It was a slow roller. So Ryan Green will actually get an RBI. Scored that one 6-3 with an RBI on the fielder's choice. But Fredette scores, and Bristol makes it 5-0. And Josh Nahili now comes up with a runner on second base and 1 out. Nahili got an infield single and grounded out to first base. So that run will be charged to Gadoo. So Gadoo would have given up 4 earned runs in this game so far. From the left side is Nahili. Got an infield single. His second time up, grounded to first, his first time up. Swing and a miss, big cut that time. I know Ellie, he doesn't like that low away pitch, and that's where Cotter fired it. Cotter, the big, tall right-hander. And deals. Another hard fastball. This one's fouled off the left side. Sliced into that extra set of stands down there in the left field line. So it's 0-2 now to Josh Nohilly. Josh he struck out 8 times this year, walked 16, and has 10 RBIs. Wants to make it 11 now. Cotter checks the runner at second. Now kicks and fires another fastball. This one low. Cotter checks the runner at second. Goulet. Curveball. This one's grounded over to deep short. Nice backhanded snap. Long throw to first. Will they get him? No, and it bounces away from Fox and a runner score. So that time Ranker tried to make a great play, but he couldn't. And that one will now be scored as an error, and Matt Goulet will score on the play. So that was an E6, allowing Nahi. It's going to give him a hit and an error on that. They're going to say he would have gotten the first anyway. So they give him an RBI, I suppose, if that. So it's the 8th. And so there's no RBI on it because of the error. Right. But in any event, it's a run, so they're up 6-0. They gave him a hit, so that's the 8th hit of the game so far. Brings up Evan Bouchard, lying to center and struck out. So just with 1 out, Bristol still threatening with a runner on second base. Bouchard checking the runner now. Cotter kicks and fires a fastball. There's a strike right at the letters. Seems like the West Hartford pitchers do have some pop on their pitches, but it seems that Bristol just shoots it out as hard as it comes back in. There's another hard chopper to second, and making that play is going to be Fitzsimmons as he scoops it and gets the out. But on the play, Nohilly gets the third. So with 2 outs and a runner on third, up comes Steve Warkowski, the designated hitter. So far in the day, Ryan Green has 3 RBIs. He would be the hitting star, I would suppose, so far. But then again, Plantamiro scored twice and got 2 hits. There's a little pitch inside, misses him, but it's to be 1-0. To Steve Warkowski. That's only 237 on the season so far. Trying to get an RBI here. Runner on third and 2 outs. A 1-0 count. Fastball outside, 2-0. Kingswood Oxford product throws a wild pitch and it bounces back. The throw to the plate, not in time. So wild pitch that got the runner going. The ball ricocheted back towards the catcher. Coco got it to Cotter, but they couldn't get the runner. So scored that one, a wild pitch in of a run. And it's now 7-0 in favor of Bristol. As they've scored now 3 runs in this inning. Fastball now is ball 1 to 3-1 now to Warkowski. So wild pitches, errors, errant throws that really hurt West Hartford today as now Warkowski walks. So the error allowed the runner to get all the way to third, and the wild pitch scores them. And just like that, it's 7-0 in favor of Bristol. Here in the bottom of the 5th. There's a foul ball back to the screen by Alex DiLoretto, who's lined to left and grounded out to short. 2 outs. Runner on first in the name of Steve Warkowski. Alex DiLoretto trying to move him over. Hard fastball. That was popped up in foul ground. It may not be playable, and it won't be, as it goes on to into the stands on the right field side. boxes. He actually bangs onto the cement walkway over there to our right. So it's 0-2 now to DiLoretto. DiLoretto on the season struck out 10 times, walked 5, has 6 RBIs. And here's the 0-2. Curveball, slow, misses. Looks like the body language of that time of Cotter slowed that ball down. Yes, here's the 1-2. Hard fastball inside. That's strike 3. Good hard fastball by Cotter that time. He got DiLoretto looking. But for the inning, for Bristol, that's 3 runs on a total of only 1 hit. There was an error, and Bristol leaves 1 runner on base. We'll be right back with the top of the 6th inning with the score: Bristol 7, West Hartford 0.
How much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
More than ever before, women are on the front lines of America's defense. These brave women struggle and sacrifice to help keep our country secure. They deserve to be recognized for their service as guardians of freedom. Please support the American Legion's efforts to serve the growing number of women veterans. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
All right, moving on to the top of the 6th inning. West Hartford has a lot of ground to make up. They trail this game by the score of 7-0, and we're here in the 6th inning. Looks like Balfour, is he still on the mound? Let's check it out. Yes, he is. Here in the top of the 6th inning, West Hartford will send up Max Main, Emmett Coco, and Chris Maglio. Or I think last time they had a pinch hitter, Bill Fox. Let's see if it's him. They do have a re-entry rule in American Legion baseball now, but not for the tournament, I believe. But they do have it for the regular season. So for West Hartford so far, they have no runs on 4 hits. They've committed 4 big errors, and those errors have been costly. For Bristol, they have 7 runs on 8 hits. They've committed no errors. So far today, Alex Balfour, he's bent, but he hasn't broke because he struck out 4, walked 3, hit 2. He's given up only 4 hits through 5. But he's thrown a lot of pitches, so I would imagine he's coming close to, I believe American Legion has 105 or 110 pitch count rule. It's Max Main, who struck out, was hit by a pitch. He wants to get on base. They need runners on. And first pitch is inside for ball 1. Okay, it's a new batter. That's number 12, so let's see who he is. Jaden Carrero comes into the game. Now it's 2-0 to Carrero. He goes to Hartford Magnet Trinity College Academy. Curveball, 1-1 rather, so it's 2-1 now to Carrero. 5'11", 180-pounder Hartford Magnet. Swing and a miss. That one's tipped, just tipped into the mitt of Sasu. So it's 2-2 now to Carrero. And there's ball down low, so another full count by Balfour. Fastball up high, so Carrero does his job. He gets on. 4th walk by Bristol. You can't like that. Every time they put up 3 spot, does Bristol, it seems like the first batter gets on for West Hartford. Emmett Coco stepping up now. Emmett has hit by a pitch and flied out to left in foul ground. And here's the first pitch to Coco's in there for strike 1. Coco is gonna be only a junior next year at Conard High School. And there's the pitch. Curveball down and in for a ball. So it's 1-1. Swing and a miss. Coco reached out for that one and goes down swinging. 5th strikeout of the game for Balfour. And now up comes, let's see, number 17. See who he is on the roster for West Hartford. That's Griffin Van Rye. So Rye comes on to relieve Bill Fox, who pinch hitted for the starter Chris Maglio. See if he goes out to play right field. 1 out and a runner on. There's a strike. And Rye is going to be well, actually, he's a senior, so he graduated from Hall High School this year. And here's the 0-1. No one's popped up in fair territory. He's in the right fielder, No Hilly, or actually it's going to be the second baseman, Bouchard. Looked like the right fielder was going to call it. In any event, it's an out. Brings up the top of the order in Danny Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons 0 for 3 on the night. Fly to center, fly to left, pop to short. Trailing 7-0 here at Bristol. So Balfour has bent, but he has not broke, as the saying goes. Curveball in there for strike 1. As we said coming into the game, Bristol was 14-4 in the zone, overall 16-5. West Hartford was right behind him at 13-6 in the zone. Another curveball chopped foul on the third baseline. So if you're a defensive coach, West Hartford is down to 4 outs to try to get 7 runs and hold Bristol to none in the next 2. There's a ball up high, so it's 1-2 now. Almost a thing to do these days. An 0-2 pitch is a fastball high and a curveball low. Sometimes you want to mix that up. There's a foul ball. It's up high. Because that time Ryan Green at first was actually playing behind the runner. The 2 outs and a 1-2 pitch. He's playing behind him just to see if they actually try to send the runner. Green playing with him a little bit. There's a line drive to the left fielder, going back 2 steps and making the grab is the left fielder Alex DiLoretto. So Fitzsimmons hit it on the nose, but he's now 0 for 4 on the day. That'll do it here for West Hartford in the top of the 6th. They had no runs. There were no hits. There were no errors. They left a runner on base. That's their 10th runner they've left on base here without the benefit of a run. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th inning. Bristol coming to bat. They lead it 7-0.
Meet Greg Anderson. Served 2 tours in Afghanistan. Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient. And unemployed. The unemployment rate among transitioning service members is unacceptably high, much higher than the general population. Veterans are a proven commodity. They're mature, reliable, and hardworking, and they deserve a chance to get back to work after serving their country. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Hire one. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help. America, meet Greg Anderson.
As we recognize the service of America's men and women in uniform, let's also honor the families who sacrifice so much every day. As the service member serves, so does the family. Do you really want to honor a veteran? Look for ways to support their families and thank them for their sacrifices. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help. As we recognize the service of America's men and women in uniform, let's also honor the families who sacrifice so much every day. As the service member serves, so does the family.
He's out there. All right, back here at Bristol's Muzzy Field, we're now in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bristol with a commanding 7-0 lead, and so far this evening, West Hartford just hasn't been able to put anything together. They left 11 runners on base. They left the bases loaded in the 1st inning, and they left the bases loaded again in the 4th inning. 2 on in the 5th. They just haven't been able to get timely hitting tonight. Bristol has, and they've been aided by 4 big errors by West Hartford. 1 by the shortstop, 1 by the pitcher, 1 by the left fielder, 1 by the first baseman. Brings up Carson Sassu. He's 0 for 2 on the day, grounded to second, line to center field. And it looks like we have a new pitcher for West Hartford. First pitch is bunted and it's fielding 1-3. Let's see the number of that pitcher. Number 2. So let's check what that is. Matthew Bizaglu. So that's Matt Bizaglu. Beazoglou. So Bizaglu gets the first batter he faces out. Brings up Noah Plantamuro. Well, I mean, no, that's a pinch hitter, it looks like, right? No, that's it. That is Plantamuro. I'm sorry. He's wearing number 16, and that is Duquette, according to the roster, right? So it looks like Duquette is pinch hitting, and he gets a base hit to right field. And it goes right to the right fielder, who probably second-guessed whether he's going to throw it in. But that's going to be Duquette, who gets that leadoff, the 1-out single here. And that's the 9th hit of the day for Bristol hitters. And let's see, Corey Fredette is scheduled to hit. Is that him batting? It's number 2. That is Fredette. 1 out here. Duquette on first base, and he doesn't go. And there's the pitch. There's a high fly to deep right. Going back is the right fielder. He won't get it. It's 1 bounce off the wall. Let's see if they send the runner. They're holding him at third base. So a stand-up double by Corey Fredette. That's the biggest hit of the night. As Fredette bombs it. 1 bounce off the right field line out there. It looks like a Babe Ruth sign out there, right next to the TD Bank North sign. So runners are now at second and third with 1 out, and that brings up Matt Goulet. 10th hit of the day for Bristol. And here's the pitch. A curveball is in there for strike 1. So there's 1 out, and that means West Hartford will have to come up. So Matt Goulet scored twice, got a single on it, and 1 RBI, a walk, ground out. He swings and misses through that one. So it's 0-2 now to Goulet. As Bristol trying to add to their 7-0 lead. Here's the 0-2. Fastball high. It's a ball. Curveball low, good block, but the runner's going to go on that wild pitch and they'll score. So Bristol gets their 8th run on a wild pitch. It's the 2nd time they've scored on a wild pitch. As now the runner, Fredette, gets over to third, and there's 2-2 now to the batter, Goulet. It's 8-0. Fastball, strike 3 called. Goulet thought it was a little high, and they just pumped him hard. He wanted to do that. You can tell. Running down the right field line is Duquette now. Looks like he's going to warm up, maybe to pitch. With 2 outs, that brings up Ryan Green, the runner on third. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Fredette still on third base. Bottom of the 6th inning. 8-0 in favor of Bristol. Curveball in there for a strike, so it's 1-1. That one hit the inside part of the plate. Looked like it hung a little bit, but it was just caught enough at the plate. And here's the pitch, low. Matthew Beazaglu graduated from graduated last year. There's a chopper, foul. So he went to Conard High School. There's a hard curve that misses inside. So the count is full now, 3-2. As Beazaglu really tried to snap one off. Fastball, swing and a miss high in the eyes, and that'll do it for Bristol here in the bottom of the sixth. They come up with 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors. They left 1 runner on base. So for Bristol, they've left 5 so far on base. We finished 6 full innings now here at Muzzy Field. The score, Bristol 8 and West Hartford 0. Last call for for West Hartford now. Try to get back in this game.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're patriots through and through. We believe in our flag and all that it stands for. Our Constitution, our Pledge of Allegiance, our way of life are all fundamental to maintaining our freedom and the standing that we have as the greatest country on earth. We promote and defend these values every day in communities.
Today, more than ever before, women are on the front lines of America's defense. These brave women struggle and sacrifice to help keep our country secure. They deserve to be recognized for their service as guardians of freedom. Please support the American Legion's efforts to serve the growing number of women veterans. Go to legion.org/honor-veterans to find out how you can help.
Well, back here at Bristol's Muzzy Field, it's the last call, last up, so to speak, for West Hartford, unless they score 8 runs. Right? 8 runs on a total of 10 hits and no errors for Bristol. No runs, 4 hits, and 4 big errors for West Hartford. So for West Hartford, up scheduled to bat is Colby Jones, Timmy Cotter, and Luke Fox. They're 2, 3, 4 batters. The new pitcher on for Bristol is number 16, I believe, who's Duquette. So Duquette comes on, try to get this. It won't be a save situation. He has an 8-run lead. So the book closes on Balfour. He has struck out 5, walked 4, hit 2, and gave up only 4 hits. So not a bad outing, although he did leave the bases loaded in the first, bases loaded in the 5th, left 2 on in the 6th. Between the 5th and the 4th, he left the bases loaded, rather. So far for Bristol, they're going to try to close this one out to move to 17-5 overall and strike 1 now to Jones. They'll be 15-4 in the zone should they be able to close this one out. And here's the second pitch to Jones. It's a pop-up foul out of play, so it's just like that. It's 0-2 to Colby Jones. Well, so far for Bristol, it's been Noah Plantamuro was 2 for 3 and 2 runs scored. Fredette scored twice and got a single. Matt Goulet got scored twice and got a single. That one's low for a ball. Ryan Green got 3 RBIs, 1 on a ground ball and a big 2 RBI single in the 3rd inning. No Hilly got on a base, scored a run. There's another foul right side, so the count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jones. But what's really hurt West Hartford is the 4 errors really hurt. Is it moved runners around, the wild pitches resulted in 2 runs. So for West Hartford, it has to be they need timely hitting, and they haven't been able to get it here today, and they haven't been able to get some good execution on when plays have been happening. 4 errors, or 1 on a bobble by a left fielder who allowed runner to score. First baseman had 1, pitcher had 1, and the shortstop had 1. There's a high fly down the right field line that's slicing away. Count will remain 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jones. For West Hartford, they only got 4 hits. Jones got 1 of them. Luke Fox got 2 of them, but 1 of them was a bunt single. and Ranker's got the other one. And the 5 strikeouts are mostly spread from the 6 to 9 batters. Sidearm pitch that time by Duquette misses. So Jones is aboard with a walk. Oh, I'm sorry. The pitcher is Plantamuro, not Duquette. Okay, I thought that was Duquette. So it's Plantamuro, who was the shortstop before. Duquette's probably the shortstop now. So Plantamuro's on the mound. Let's check out his stats. Many thanks to Connecticut State Director Dave Greenlee for that information. Plantamuro, 8 1/3 innings pitched so far. The count is 0-1 to Timmy Cotter's 0 for 3 on the day. Fouled out down the first baseline twice off Balfour. Plantamuro's played in 8 games, 8 1/3 innings. ERA of 0, so he hasn't given up an earned run yet. It's 1-2 now. Sidearm pitch is low. 10 strikeouts, no walks on the season so far. So he puts it in there and makes you hit it. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Timmy Cotter. There's a ground ball to short. That's going to be a tough play. It's in the hole, and they won't get it. That's a base hit to left field. 5th hit of the game for West Hartford. And they got runners at first and second now with nobody out. They need a bunch. 8 to be exact. Brings up Luke Fox. Luke is 2 for 3 on the day. Got an infield bunt single his first time up. Also got a single to center in the 5th inning. He'll have to get that ball to try to get a base hit here, get on any way he can. They have a long way to go. First pitch outside, ball 1. I'm sure the coaching staff at Bristol is like, just throw strikes and let's get out of here. Doesn't always work that way. Here's the 1-0. And there's the ball up high, so it's 2-0. All zeros on the West Hartford side of the scoreboard. 1 run in the first, 3 in the third, 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th for Bristol. There's a strike. 2-1. And Bristol looking to get a double play or so. There's the pitch to say that's a little inside, so it's 3-1 to Fox. Duquette, I'm sorry, Plantamuros walked it. There's the 3-2, so it's full. But Plantamuro, so far this year, hadn't walked anybody till today. We walked 3, I'm sorry. That was Duquette who hadn't walked anybody. There's a tip foul. Fox trying to protect. He's not going to leave it in the hands of the ump. A couple of fireworks go off behind us. And here's the pitch, 3-2. There's a line drive right to the shortstop, one hopper. He steps on second, fires to first in time. So it's a double play. 6-3 double play out there. And that means there's 2 outs and the runner on third base. Still Colby Jones, and West Hartford down to their final out with a runner on third. Brian Ranker coming up to bat. Ranker's been on base all 3 times he's been up, singled, walked twice. And there's the first pitch to him as a strike. So just like that, there's a walk and a single, and there's a 6-3 double play. And there's the ball down low. Things have just gone Bristol's way here today. Every time West Hartford's had men on base, they just couldn't advance them to the plate. There's a ground ball to second. This could do it. Bouchard over to first to Green, and that does it. So 4-3 ends the game. So for West Hartford here, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Let's count it up. 11 runners on base left for West Hartford. The final score here tonight from Bristol's Muzzy Field is Bristol 8 and West Hartford 0. For West Hartford, no runs. They get a total of 5 hits. They committed 4 errors. For Bristol, they've got 8 runs on a total of 10 hits. They played errorless ball. The winning pitcher tonight will be Alex Balfour. His record will move to 2-0. The losing pitcher, James Gadoo. So that'll do it here from Bristol's Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut. The final score, Bristol 8, West Hartford 0. Good night, everybody. For Don Boyle, the Wizard, my technical director in absentia tonight, I'm Steve Riley. Good night, everybody. See you next time.